please, once again, give yourselves a round of applause for being here in person. My name is Sherrie Silver, and I am your host again for the 4th year, so thank you for having me. I am a dance choreographer, creative director, and United Nations IFAD advocate for rural youths. And I'm particularly excited to be hosting you today from my motherland, the beautiful Rwanda. Isn't it beautiful? My earliest childhood memories are filled with farming cows, not me, my grandparents, and goats. There's actually a picture of me when I was young, running away from a goat. But thank God I've been cured from my fear of goats. So shout out to me. And I remember my grandparents also farming yams, as well as banana trees. And this is where I developed a very deep respect and love for agriculture and the land. So, as we get started this afternoon, I would like to introduce 2 of Generation Africa's co-founders. First up, we have the amazing Mr. Strive Masiyiwa. He is going to actually come to us via video clip. Any second, he's going to be here. So Mr. Strive Masiyiwa himself is actually a great entrepreneur, and he's also a former chair of AGRF. He's also launched countless new companies over the years, including one called Cassava Technologies. He's also mentored millions of young people across Africa via his Facebook page. Great to have you, Mr. Strive Masiyiwa.
Hi, everybody. It is that time of the year again. One of my favorite times of the year, when we get together to choose the winners of this year's GoGettaz Prize. It's remarkable that each year we see amazing finalists, and you are right up there with any that we have ever seen before. We come together at a very grave time. Africa is struggling with the aftermath of the pandemic and global supply challenges around food caused by war, caused by climate change. Never has Africa needed its agripreneurs to step up than at this moment in time. You never know, from amongst you are the very people who are going to save our continent and ensure that millions of people do not starve, ensure that millions of other people will be able to overcome the challenges created by the climate change. These are very real challenges. We really need you guys to do well. You have already won. Really, the prize is not the outcome. This is what I've always said before. You are finalists from amongst thousands of others. The true winners are not going to be because you got a prize, but because you were inspired and encouraged to go on to do greater things with your entrepreneurial venture, and that you reached out where the need was greatest and the help was least. This is the principle that drives me as an entrepreneur, working with our partners, Yara, who have been so consistent in this mission to help young people. Go on, make me proud. God bless you guys. I'll be cheering for you. Unfortunately, I cannot be with you this year because some of the global challenges that we are facing at the moment have taken me away. But I know that you are doing your best in this challenge. Thank you. And once again, I'm proud of you.
Thank you so much, Strive. And thank you so much for dedicating so much time to giving your wise words to these young people. They really make us proud. Next up, I would like to introduce another Generation Africa co-founder, and that is Mr. Svein Holsther. He's going to share a few remarks with us this afternoon. It's great to see you again. The last time we saw was in Ghana, in person. Isn't it good to be back in person? So Mr. Svein is the president and CEO of Yara International, and he's also a great supporter of AGRF. He's actually been supporting AGRF since the beginning when it was founded. And Svein is also chair of the Food and Nature Program for the World Business Council for Sustainable Development. He's on the steering committee of the Imagine Food Collective and much more. Thank you, Mr. Svein for being here today.
Thank you, and indeed it's such a great pleasure to be back here and to meet everyone in person. And big thanks to Strive for those words, and I really want to echo many of the points that he made, but first let me also thank everyone for making this possible, to Dickson and the Generation Africa team, to the judges, to all of the partners supporting this program, and of course to you, the Agripreneurs. We're doing all of this because of how you inspire all of us. Clearly, the past 2 years have been really tough. It's a pandemic and the repercussions of the war in Ukraine, both of them fueling a food crisis that has really been years in the making. And therefore, it's really inspiring to see the drive and the dedication of this year's finalists. We need it now more than ever in order to tackle the combined challenge of a food crisis and also a climate emergency. The starting point for the GoGettaz was actually at AGRF back in 2015. I was a couple of weeks into my job in Yara and just entered into the agriculture industry. And it was in Zambia, and I had the opportunity to meet with Strive. And we were talking about the need to drive agriculture forward, to see a fourth agricultural revolution driven by technology. And in order to get that done, we needed to get the youth into the agribusiness. And in order to do that, we needed to also show that it's something else than in the past. This is a highly technology-driven, advanced business that needs the kind of minds and creativity of the youth. And that was the start of GoGettaz, really how do we support young entrepreneurs. And I'm really extremely proud and also humbled to see what GoGettaz has grown into. Look, we're at a decisive point in history now. We're close to the tipping point of nature. And the food system is broken, and 800 million people go to bed hungry every night. And faced with these difficulties, there are really only two responses. Either we give up and hope that others will fix this on our behalf, or we roll up our sleeves and tackle the challenges head on. And the Agripreneurs here are definitely in the latter category, and you are a true inspiration to the rest of us. And I wish you the very best luck in the last round of the competition. But in my view, and just as Strive said, you're all winners. And I was, just a few moments ago, I bumped into Alexander, one of the previous year's finalists, and he described how important the GoGettaz competition has been for him and to accelerate his business. This is really a true opportunity that makes a difference. So thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Svein. You and your team has done so much to support the continent's young entrepreneurs, and on behalf of Generation Africa, let me thank you for your moving words and thank you for doing what Yara is doing together with the rest of the partners. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Dickson-Tetteh. I'm the head of Generation Africa, and we're looking forward to a very exciting time with the team here and the young people and the young agripreneurs who took the bold action to get into agribusiness and the food sector. Let me also thank Strive once again and all our partners who support Generation Africa. We appreciate you. A big shout out to Corteva, who are here in the house, has enabled us to come here. Africa Development Bank has sponsored GoGettaz. And of course, the rest of the partners. You know, we are like 10 partners. If you go to Generation Africa site, you'll be able to see the partners we're talking about. So since Generation Africa was launched in 2019, it has brought together some of the biggest players in agriculture and agribusiness and rural development, and trying to look at the future of agriculture and food. And you know, the future is in these young people. As Strive said, there's been never more urgent time for us at the AGRF to boldly apply our minds to the urgent matter of African food security at the highest level. It's equally urgent and important that our young generation are well equipped and supported to use their talents to strengthen and grow the agri-food supply chain, not just in Africa, but the whole world. That's why we are here in this room today. In a nutshell, Generation Africa is a partnership initiative with vision and mission to strengthen the ecosystem of young agripreneurs across the continent. Today, we are just talking about the GoGettaz. This is just one of our projects with a special focus to bring dynamism of youth entrepreneurs in Africa's agri-food sector. But we have other projects within Generation Africa. On Thursday, we shall treat you to another session like this for the Pitch Agri-Hack competition. We will have the youth town hall session on Thursday as well. And on Friday, we'll be talking about more serious matters. How do we bring all the stakeholders and all the ecosystem actors to speak the language of supporting the youth in the interventions that will help them most? How do we bring the policy makers and the decision makers in organizations to support the work that the youth does? So we'll be having a session of accelerating youth employment in Africa. We'll showcase the work we've done in 2 countries already, and we'll have more countries coming on board. So don't miss out on that session as well. So by empowering our young people with opportunities like today and by celebrating the entrepreneurial achievements, Generation Africa has reached millions of young people with a message of hope for the past 4 years, even through the pandemic. So this is the first time we are doing sessions live, and it was nice to meet some of the great people that have supported this initiative virtually. It was really good to see them in person. I see that we are fortunate to have our alumni, some of the winners and finalists of the past, and it will be nice to bring them on board to just encourage our young agripreneurs before we put them on stage, and even before I introduce to you the judges and the judges come and take over. Amanda, I can allow you to come and introduce the alumni team very quickly. Please also just introduce the secretariat team. They can wave from wherever they are. And then because music and dance is a youthful thing, I'll leave it to you as well to bring Sherrie Silver and the dance troupe. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Dickson. A round of applause for Dickson. So this is where it gets really interesting. Are we ready to have a good time? You don't sound like you're ready to have a good time. Are we ready to have a good time?
Okay, so we are going to start off by a tidbit of some of our previous winners. And I'm proud to introduce to you our 2019 winner, Sesi Technologies, who's represented today by Eunice Akua. A round of applause for Eunice. Eunice, please come up front. Tell us what you do and what made you win.
Hello, everyone. So I'm Eunice Akowa, and I'm the head of operations for Sesi Technologies. At Sesi Technologies, our vision is to provide affordable technology solutions in the post-harvest loss management division for farmers. And what we do is that we help them maximize their production and reduce their losses. Being the winners of GoGettaz 2019 actually helped our team to expand, because as of 2019, we were only 2 people working up and about. But the funding helped us to expand our team and get more equipment to increase our productions. And the publicity we gained from GoGettaz has also helped us in our marketing and in all our operations as well. So we want to say all the best to this year's competitors, and we wish you all good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Eunice. So this is a homegrown solution all the way from Ghana. I'm sure, Svein, you remember taking pictures with Sesi at the time. So he's grown his team, he's empowering others, and it's nice to see you, Eunice. We also have Bibi from 2019 as well, co-founder of FarmCore. Bibi, please welcome up front and tell us, ladies and gentlemen, how you made it to the top.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Bibi. I'm co-founder of FarmCore. So at FarmCore, we enable smallhold farmers. We provide them with financing, input as financing, data-driven advisory, and access to market. Now, we do that by meeting the demand-driven model of the companies. We help the food companies to source from our smallholder farmers, and they are able to meet this demand and bridge the gap. So being at GoGettaz was, a good thing for us, because it gave us the leverage we needed to prove our concept. It was important for us to know that we were doing something right, that the food companies needed to have them, to meet the demand and to fill a need. Also, we were able to see the impact that what we did had on our farmers. Our farmers, scaled from having 6 bags in a hectare to almost 30 bags a hectare, which is almost like a 200% increase. And also, it gave us the leverage again, to be seen by other institutions. Currently, as we speak, we're finalists at Mass Challenge Switzerland, where we are also, talking about what we're doing at FarmCore. So I'd like to say to all the participants today, all the best, you're winners, and please make use of the GoGettaz community, because that was also where we found out about the USAID grant, which we're also finalists of. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bibi. So we've heard from the ladies. We have a few gentlemen here in the room, and I would like to start off with our 2020 grand prize winner, who is none other than Moses Katala, founder of Margo Farm. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Moses up on stage. He is branded very well in the Generation Africa merchandise. Thank you so much. Moses, so what made you win?
I was just telling Alex the other time when you were speaking, it's very good and feels very comforting when you are listening to the pitches versus when you're doing the pitches yourself. So I feel very good to be here today. My name is Moses Emmanuel Katala. I'm Tanzanian, but our business is based in Rwanda. So welcome to Rwanda for all those who are foreigners. Our company's name is Margo Farm Limited. What we essentially do is we collaborate with nature's most efficient agent, insect, to be able to transform food waste into 2 products that we currently trade locally. Protein biomass for poultry feed formulation, as well as organic fertilizer. I have to say from the bottom of my heart, I'm super grateful to AGRF and all the partners, because when we met them in 2020, we were literally broke. We had met an investor who had agreed to give us 100K, they never gave us. We're really down on earth, but the 50,000 really gave us a huge, support. From that, we almost increased our revenue by 4 times. We've raised more funding after that, close to about 125,000 USD. So we're no longer as broke as we were, thanks to them, yeah?
Thank you, Moses. I know our judges, some of them have been with us through the years, and I'm sure you're really proud of the selection that has come forth from that. Isn't that so? All right. Next up, we have, let me call him the host of the session. He's Rwandan. We are in Rwanda, and he's been one of the champions for Generation Africa, not just here in the country, but also internationally. He gave a few remarks at Davos as well. Svein, once again, you're seeing the faces live in action. So, Alexandre, please come on stage. I'm sure we can clap better than that. A little more. Good, thank you. Over to you, Alex.
Thank you, Amanda, and thank you everyone for being here. Congratulations to all the finalists. It was tough. I know I have been there. It wasn't easy. And just a few minutes that are remaining, you can transform your life around. You have already done what it takes to transform your life. But once more, just 3 minutes of your time here can change it forever. Because I'm not going back to whom I used to be as Alex. I'm heading better. So I'm Chimimana Alexandre. I'm Rwandan, based in Northern Province, and we do avocado processing. If you type Suntwing in Google, you will see our stories published all over. You can see us smaller, and you can actually see a new face after GoGettaz. So when we won the award, it was a new face. And I told the judges that when they empower me, I already look nice. But there will be a village that looks like everyone looks nice because we do cosmetics. And I'm not from the city. People say, you're from the village. Yes, I'm from the village. And there is a village where people look nice. So, thanks so much.
Thank you so much, Alex. You can see they're not only smart, but they are funny. That's such a powerful combination. And what better way to enjoy than to have a good time? So, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard from them. I know finalists, jitters, butterflies. So we're going to have a little bit of a good time to relax, ease into the mood. And remember what Dickson says, young people like to have fun. So I'd like to give you a bit of a backdrop as to whom we have in store for you. We have Sherrie Silver, who opened this session, and she's not only just a moderator and an entertainer, she is an award-winning MTV choreographer who has worked with A-list celebrities such as Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Nicki Minaj, and even the Kardashians. So Sherrie is IFAD's ambassador for rural youth. And how more appropriate to have Sherrie here with us on stage. So today, Sherrie has a special performance, and she has brought together an amazing troupe of Rwandan musicians and dancers from different backgrounds. So some of these young musicians and these artists have performed with her at the Bill and Melinda Gates Goalkeepers Summit in New York City, and as well across the continent. Her most recent projects, such as Childish Gambino's This Is America and the movie Sing 2. So, Sherrie, we are really proud of you, and she has been with Generation Africa from its inception. And she wants the African youth around the world to know that agriculture can be cool. I like what Alex said. You come from the village and you look good. You're young and you're in agriculture and you still look good. Isn't that so? All right, don't I look good myself? So, Sherrie, please take it away. Some drum beats, please. Okay, let's have Sherrie and the troupe onto stage to dance.
Jambo! Ladies and gentlemen. Let's go.
Quiero, ya le voy a amar, eso apenas va a ver. Hello, Sherrie Silver speaking.
Calm down. Yo, this your body, you put in my heart for lockdown, oh lockdown. Yo, you sweet life, calm down. If I tell you say I love you, you know they for me, young girl. Not tell me no. Be gone, give me your
This is what we call the youth energy. I like the faces that I'm seeing in the room, and more people have moved from the other main halls to this room. This is how we roll at Generation Africa. This is how we roll at GoGettaz. Thank you so much, Sherrie Silver, and all the performers. That was just incredible. You agree with me that dance and music are such important parts of how people across the continent express their unique traditions and cultures. And this has really come out. You know, they've danced to different choreographies of music, and it was really good. Great, so we get back to more serious business, and the fact that Generation Africa and GoGettaz Agripreneur Prize have come such a long way in such a really short time is a testimony that important work is getting done. You know, look at the impressive team that we have here and the gathering that we've received. GoGettaz has grown into the biggest youth-focused agripreneur competition in Africa. You know, seeing youth from across Africa coming up with truly innovative solutions, then building companies and creating jobs for their peers in food systems is really, really a thing to be proud about. They hold the future of our continent in their hands, and we need to support them. So without further ado, let me introduce our panel of judges. I'm then going to ask them to pass around the mic to quickly share with us their 60 seconds of wisdom and to the youth entrepreneurs that are going to be showcasing for us today. So I will call them, and they'll come to the stage in this order. I'll start with Mr. George Apaka, the agricultural sector lead at the Mastercard Foundation. Welcome, George. Then followed by Edson Mpyisi, our chief financial economist and coordinator of the Enable Youth Program at the Africa Development Bank. Then followed by Ms. Jean Mudhamia Mwenda, Global Lead for Youth Employment and Entrepreneurship at SNV Netherlands. Then one Mr. Jichapera Katio, the Group CEO of Delta Philanthropies. Followed by Barbra Muzata, the head of corporate communications and brand at Corteva Agrisystems. And then Mr. Temi Adegoroye, managing partner at Sahel Consultancy. And then Ms. Jen Lowikizuka, senior youth advisor at USAID. And last but not least, a veteran judge of ours, Hélène Catherine Rasmussen, Executive Vice President, Scalable Enterprise, No Fund. Super, thank you very much. So we shall start from the end, George, the same way we came on stage. This is your time, George, for only 60 seconds. Please, let's keep it 60 seconds because we are out of time. Your wisdom is really needed to the youth.
Thank you very much, Dickson. My name is George Apaka. I'm the program lead for Mastercard Foundation, Kenya, based out of Nairobi. I think having to speak after that energy, I think we have the most boring role to do now. And please excuse us if we are boring. That energy was great. I think for our finalists, I just want to say congratulations. I think you've actually taken a path that many young people don't normally do. The only thing we can say is there's support. There's support across the table. There's a support in the room, and please continue. You are an inspiration to the young people, and we are available to support you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, George. Edson?
Thank you, Dickson. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Edson Mpyisi. I'm a chief financial economist at the African Development Bank. But my fun part of my job is that I'm coordinator of the Enable Youth program. That is what drives me at the bank. My message to the participants today afternoon is that, as many people have said, by the fact that you're already here, you're already a winner, and whether you get the final cash prize or not, just your exposure by coming here, you've already won. What I can say to you, you have 3 minutes. Make us believe that you have the passion for your business and that you believe in your own business. That's already 50% of the competition here. So good luck, and we're here to give you support. We're not here to criticize your business, but the support that we're giving you here is to make your business better. Thank you, and good afternoon.
Thanks, Edson. Jean?
Yeah.
60 seconds, please.
Thank you, Dickson. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jean Mwenda. I'm the Global Lead Youth Employment and Entrepreneurship with SNV in the Netherlands. I work with young people across Africa and across other regions where SNV is. I'm very happy to be here. To our competitors, you have come a long way. So whether you win the grand prize or not, you already are a winner. So don't be too hard on yourself when you come on stage. Just take it easy and let's just flow with it like we have seen with our dancers. All the best. Thank you very much.
Super. I like that. Flow like the dancers. ZK?
Thank you, Dickson. I am Group CEO at Delta Philanthropies. Delta Philanthropies is a social impact investment for Mr. and Mrs. Strive Masiyiwa. I'm excited to be here, and to the finalists, I say, like Jean said, be grounded in your vision. We are here just to give you the support you need to flourish in the vision that we have. You have done well to be where you are now, and we are not here to frustrate you, but just to confirm who you are. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ZK. Barbra, your stage is yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. To the winners, you are all winners. I know you're pitching, you are 12 finalists today, but my advice to you, as Corteva Agriscience always says to everybody who works with us, you are not on your own. You cannot grow your business on your own. From here, take advantage of the networks that you've grown, that you've identified, and create your own partnerships, your own collaborations. You'll be surprised how much you can learn from each other. Yes, I know you'll be pitching, you'll be competing against each other, but believe me, the learnings from the experiences that each of you carry are worth much more than just the event today. So good luck, and we all are here to echo what George said, to support you and walk with you along the journey in your business. Well done.
Thanks, Barbra. The next one is the top Oga from Sahel Consulting. Temi.
Thank you, Dickson. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Temi Adegroye, Managing Partner at Sahel Consulting, a management consulting firm focused on transforming the African agriculture and nutrition landscape, based in Abuja, Nigeria. Welcome, everyone, and I would like to say quickly to the finalists, you're all winners. I think that has come across multiple times. Please do not be too hard on yourself. I want to say that African agriculture and food systems needs collaborative leadership, and you all are here to actually work together to collaborate with one another to make sure that you can actually scale many of the very fantastic business ideas that you've really come up with. And to all the partners in the room, I believe there are quite a number of investors and great partners for these young people here. Please support them, listen to them carefully, and then you may be able to pick one or two people out of this room that you want to work with going forward. Thank you.
Thanks, Temi. The next one in the go-getters way, we call her Jane LZ.
Hello, everyone, and hello, go-getters. I am Jane Lowicki-Zuka, Senior Youth Advisor with USAID. We prioritize young people. We see you as really at the center of what we all need to achieve. So your success is the world's success. Own it. And that means we are all behind you. We are all behind your being successful. I would like to say one personal thing. When I was young, when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, I was very, very shy. And yet I wanted to perform. And someone told me at that time that when you have to get on that stage, just think, wait till you hear this. And I hope you have that in the back of your heads, that you have something really good. Wait till you hear this. We're waiting. We're going to listen. Thank you so much. Good luck.
Thanks, Jane. And last but not least, Ellen.
Yes, thank you. So, hello, GoGettaz. Hello, everyone. My name is Ellen Rasmussen. I am Executive Vice President in Norfund, which is the Norwegian Development Fund, responsible for investment in agribusiness, manufacturing, funds, and also waste and water. An advice I often give to young people is that try to go outside your comfort zone, because that's where you really grow. And you guys have already done that. So now just be in the moment. This is an opportunity to really show what you have developed so far. But it's not the only opportunity. Every day is an opportunity. So, you know, be present, relax, and also enjoy this conference. Exchange, get ideas to build on further. There's an expression called steal with pride. That's not money and stuff. That's never with pride. But you can always get ideas to further expand your business. That is also always allowed. So best of luck. Looking forward to listening now to the pitches.
Super, super, super. Thank you so much, our great judges. I think once Sherrie comes back and take it over with the judges and the finalists, I may not have a chance to just get the secretariat teams in. So wherever you are, secretariat team, Henry, Sophie, Amanda, Jen Machigere, are we here or we are running around? Yeah, so you can stand up and yeah, so this team has really put in hours to make sure that we have what we have. Thank you so much and welcome to a more interesting session with Sherrie.
Thank you. Hi, I'm back. Thank you, judges, for those wise words. Very inspiring. I hope you guys feel encouraged and are ready to go. And I also hope you guys enjoyed the performance and you're having a good time. Thank you. All right, top 12, are you ready? It's your time to shine now. I think we've given you a long enough time to take a deep breath. So, just remember, this year, each finalist will be allocated 3 minutes, as well as an additional 5 minutes for questions from the judges. 5 English minutes, okay? Not 5 African minutes, okay? This year we have 6 women and 6 men go-getters who will now pitch in alphabetical order according to the name of their venture. So this is the criteria that the judges are looking for. Innovation, business model, market potential and traction, social and environmental impact, and leadership team and management. Okay, everyone, here we go. It is time for our first pitch of the Agripreneur Prize 2022. Lawrencia, Kwansah, you are the first person today. So, give her a round of applause. Lawrencia is the co-founder and head of operations at Dent Agrisystems in Ghana. All the best to you, Lawrencia.
Thank you. I'm the first person, so I think expectations are really, really high, but I'll try my best to deliver. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Lawrencia Kwansah, co-founder of Dent Agrisystems. We have identified 2 important problems. These are food insecurity, affecting 3.6 million Ghanaians, and a high unemployment rate, affecting over 1 million youth in Ghana. These problems are causing frustration, anxiety, malnourishment, and hunger among those affected. My background in aquaculture and water resources management gave inspiration to find ways to solve this problem. This led to the creation of Aquaponics Hub, a solar-powered kit with sensors and a mobile app, for climate-controlled farming. With this kit, both fish and vegetables can be grown together using no soil, less water, less land space. Plants grow 3 times faster, and ultimately, you can grow food anywhere. What this does is it provides opportunity for job creation in the agribusiness space while closing the food security gap. The global aquaponics market is expected to reach $1 billion by 2028. This market is in segments with our particular focus on the produce market, which is estimated at $9 million in Ghana. What we do is empower young people to tap into this opportunity through the provision of aquaponics kit, training, and What we do is empower young people to tap into this lucrative opportunity through the provision of aquaponics kit, training, and an app with access to market for producers and vendors using a combination of B2B, B2C, B2G, and subscription business models. So far, we have trained 350 young individuals, had 450 mobile app users, while setting up 60 aquaponics hub kits. These activities has enabled us reach a revenue of $20,000 over the past 2 years. But we are just getting started. We also got featured on CNN Inside Africa, which gave us reach to millions of households across the world. All these have been done by a team with a combined experience of 20 years in business development, aquaculture, hardware and software solutions, and farming techniques. Today, I am asking for $50,000 to carry out these activities, to train 5,000 individuals in the next 2 years, to build 300 solar-powered aquaponics units, to roll out our rent-to-own model, while signing up 1,000 vendors on our Aquaponics Hub mobile app. All these activities will enable us to reach a projected revenue of $350,000. We are excited about what we can achieve, and even more excited about bringing greater prosperity to Ghanaians through agri-food systems. We hope you come on this journey with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Lawrencia. Over to the judges for questions.
Yeah, so thank you very much, very good. So could you just explain, I understand that you have developed the kit yourself. Is that produced then in Ghana?
Yes, all the parts are bought and assembled
and
in Ghana.
So are those kits then sold, or are you leasing them out? So where are kind of the revenue streams coming from?
Okay, so the revenue streams, we have several revenue streams from building and selling of the kits, from training activities, and then also the marketplace of our aquaponics mobile app. And then we have a training facility for training. So another revenue stream is selling the produce that come from our training facilities.
Well done. Congratulations on starting a business. Many of us shy away from that. And my question to you, you mentioned you made $20,000 in 2 years. And you're saying that should you win, you are projecting to make about $350,000. Is this in a year, in a month?
No, in 2 years.
In 2 years. What have been the challenges, in this business, and how have you overcome these? And what will make the difference? How are you going to scale up that fast to get to such revenues? Yep.
Okay. So one main challenge was getting funds to start up. because we had the idea, but we needed a lot of money to actually build prototypes and test what the idea was about. So it was a main challenge, but then we were able to overcome that by getting a grant funding, which went into our business to help build our first prototypes, have beta mobile app. We had the first beta mobile app, and then also provide training. So about the 250,000, how to move our GoGettaz prize to get 250,000. I mentioned we'll be training 5,000 people. So these trainings also come at a cost, and then the funding will go into hiring, will go into hiring. It would also go into training manuals, and then because the training we provide the training at $37 per head. So when we are projecting 5,000 individuals in the next 2 years, by multiplying that, we'll be achieving revenue. And then also selling the kits, 300 solar powered aquaponics kits, we sell between $280 and $1,000, depending on the size. So that also, if we're able to reach that, if you're able to read that 300 aquaponics kits, we'll be able to achieve revenue on that also. And then we have our marketplace. Vendors pay an annual subscription fee of $37 to put their products on there. So that's also a way of increasing our revenue. So putting all this together, we believe we'll be able to achieve the 350,000 in 2 years.
Thank you, Mensa. Quick question for me. It's an interesting concept, this one, but I'm curious why you choose to go for this option where there's so much arable, fertile, underutilized land in Ghana and across Africa.
Okay, so the reason why I decided to go for this option is because this is not just only for rural areas, but also for urban areas. We are still developing, we are building cities, but we also have to think about producing food in these cities. So with this, because we don't use soil, we are able to produce this food in urban areas. And even though we have land, some of these are also not arable land. So with this innovation, we can farm, we can grow a lot of fish and vegetables using those lands, because then we don't use the soil. And aside from that, it conserves water. You know, even though we have large arable lands and then we can grow food, we should also think about saving resources. And so with this, we are conserving water, and then we are getting two products, the fish and then the vegetables.
Thank you, Lawrencia. What an amazing start. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, for our first male competitor. I would like to introduce to you Julio Chilela, co-founder of Agro Marketplace Kepia, SA in Angola.
Hi. My name is Julio. I am a co-founder of Kepia. Let me tell you a story about Angola. The year is 1973. Angola is a world major exporter of wood, cotton, and coffee. Smallholder farmers are flourishing. We are living the dream. But 27 years of civil war changed completely this picture. As of today, smallholder farmers are struggling with technical expertise, struggling with inputs, agriculture inputs, microfinance services, access to the market, and all other problems that are normal to them. But agriculture for them is frustrating. Our shops are agencies for development in rural communities. We provide technical expertise. We provide inputs like seeds and fertilizers. We provide microfinance services. We provide access to the market and market price information. Our shops, with the one shop, we attended around 800 smallholder farmers, and we generated a traction of $35,000. By 2025, we aim to attend 18,000 smallholder farmers, and we tend to generate $800,000 a year. Our shops, our model is commission-based. Because smallholder farmers, they have 10 hectares and they only use less than one, we want to double their yield by helping them with technical expertise. This makes them lose around $900 per production. We want to use the 20%, these funds. We want to use these funds to buy a tractor, and 20% for our working capital, and the rest for our logistics. Angola imports $1.5 billion of food per year. This is a big market, and we are targeting it. We intend to help these smallholder farmers, this is being done by a great team with a high expertise in agriculture, in logistics and supply chain, and geographic information systems. Thank you.
Thank you, Julio. Over to the judges for 5 minutes of questions.
Thank you, Julio, for that presentation. I can see that you're building a model to serve the smallholder farmers, and you're looking to grow that number to make your business profitable. Have you thought about whether the smallholder farmers are able to afford your services because you're doing a commission? And number two, what are you doing to make sure that the smallholder farmers are actually benefiting from all the services that you provide to them?
Mm-hmm. Well, we are providing the services in the, because we have a partnership with the suppliers of seeds and other type of services, and we are managing that by having this type of input in a very low price in our shops in each rural area that we are. So to make sure that the prices are not overpriced, and we only take 10% of this input. And sorry, the second question was? Yes. We support the farmers as well because of all the partnership that we have. We currently have a partnership with Standard Bank that is the one who is offering microfinance services in each rural shop that we have. We own 3 rural shops for now, and yes, this is what we have.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that presentation. My question is about the competition. You know very well that many such kinds of models are out there. So what are you doing specifically so that maybe in the regions where you are, somebody else will come in and create the same model, but they might have maybe lower costs than you. So what are you doing specifically to be able to maintain your market in that region?
Well, the first thing is our passion for what we are doing. And we are the first one to do that for now. We are in different places which there is only one store that is providing this type of services and inputs to smallholder farmers. They needed to travel big distances before to do that. So we will look for better ways to maybe to put ourselves always in front of others, but for now we are the only one in these rural areas.
Okay, thank you very much for the excellent pitch. I was going to touch on the competition. I will just leave a comment there. I think one thing you probably need to think about is, what's unique about this model. For you to, be able to be well prepared for, competition, because it's common. It's something that anyone could think about.
Yes.
It's not for you to respond. It's just a comment. What I wanted to ask is, thinking through this business model, what is there any direct link to some sort of social or environmental impact on agriculture and on the work of the farmers within those regions where you're working?
Yes. Well, when we started Kepia, we started as an online agro marketplace only. And then we were dealing directly with smallholder farmers, and we were seeing what they were facing, actually. And the problem is a chain, and it was going until the place where they are producing. So once we noted that, we have found families that they produced hectares of pineapples and mango, and it was wasted. They didn't know how to take those products to the market. And if someone has a car, because the roads, we have a lot of problems of roads, if you have a car and you go there, you can put your own price to buy those products because they just want to let it go. And we found that they were being exploited, actually. And it was very painful for us to see that there are a lot of families that it was producing more poverty, actually, for them. And this was one of the impacts that we were trying to solve, the wasting that we found. And also we are creating jobs as well. So each shop is generating around 300 indirect jobs, because once we help one smallholder farmer to produce more, he hires also other people to help them to collect and to transport the products and all of these things that is in the chain of the agriculture.
Thank you, Julio. Obrigado. Your work is really awesome, and I wish you all the best today. So, next up, we have our next female competitor, Esther Kimani. She is the founder of Farmer Lifeline Technologies in Kenya. Over to you, Esther.
Hi, everyone. I've grown up in the slopes of the Nyandarua, in a village called Tigoni, where my family, just like all the other families in the community, relied on agriculture for an income. But year in and out, I realized that crops were destroyed due to delayed identification of pests and diseases. This led to a lower income. The standards of living were low, and maybe even a dress for Christmas wouldn't come by. So having studied computer science and meeting an able team, we came up with a solution. My name is Esther Wanjiru Kimani, founder of Farmer Lifeline Technologies, home to the crop diseases and pest detection device. Over 75% of the Kenyan population are farmers, and we are targeting 17 million of this, because these are the crop farmers. If we even target the 10%, then we would reach our margin that we're looking for. Most of them are suffering due to delayed identification of pests and diseases that destroys up to 45% of their produce, meaning lower yields, low income. Meet Mr. Kamau, one of the farmers in Kenya who is also suffering from this. Many innovations have come by, like mobile applications that require a farmer to walk around with a mobile phone, scanning each and every crop to identify a pest. Is this effective? No, it's not. What if you have a large tract of land? How long will it take for you to scan all those plants? Traditional methods of scouting through a farm in order to identify with the naked eye any pest or disease have also fallen short. Our solution, on the other hand, this device is mounted in the farm. It's there 24 hours, 7 days a week. It is powered by solar. It works with a camera that takes photos of the crops continuously and uploads these photos onto an online database. In the event that a pest or a disease is noted, a farmer is immediately notified In this case, Mr. Kamau is immediately notified of the situation in the farm and is able to take the relevant measures. The device also recommends what a farmer should do in each and every event. We sell the device at $20 and lease it at $1 per month. We are also seeking to commercialize the data that is being collected, since it's collecting a lot of data, up to 32 gigabytes of data per day. We seek to scale since we started in Kiambu County. Why did we start in Kiambu County? We found an NGO that had a reach of 500,000 farmers under them. And with this, we were able to get to 172 where we tested this device. What were our findings? They were able to increase their productivity by 45% and reduce their losses up to 40%. Our team, led by myself, who is in computer science, 2 in agribusiness, and 2 in marketing, are seeking to raise $50,000 US. Why is this? We want to add more devices, up to around 3,500 devices. Why? More devices means more farmers are impacted, more data is collected, more income for the countries. We can even raise our GDPs by at least 1% using these devices. We invite you to partner with us and put a smile on farmers' faces. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Now over to the judges for 5 minutes of questions, please.
Thank you so much, Esther. That was a wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Can I ask a little bit more about how the technology works? I love the photos and your descriptions so far, but what can it detect at what distance, and what kinds of pests or diseases can it not detect? I'm wondering, does it work on sort of a lot system? Let's say there's a certain amount of land and you suggest to the user that you take a sample area to look at, or is there actually some kind of mobile component that can move around? I saw kind of a drone picture too. So, and then related to that, how are the systems maintained? And what does that cost if a user also needs to have some maintenance? Let's say there's a big rainstorm and it breaks somehow. So what are some of those issues in terms of what it covers, what it doesn't, and what kind of servicing it requires? Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. The radius of the camera is 300 meters. So if you were to calculate the amount of area that one device can cover is up to 52 hectares of land. And the reason it becomes affordable to a farmer is because if two farms are neighboring each other, they don't need to buy 2 devices. One can actually serve more than 3 households, depending on where their farms are. Then how the technology works. It's taking a photo of the farm, it's uploading it to a public database. This database, being referred to as an API, has all the diseases, all the pests in the world, whereby researchers are continuously uploading that information there. So that device can be used anywhere, in Kenya, in Uganda, in Tanzania, anywhere in Africa. It can identify any crop. So it's not limited to any pest or any disease. Was there another one? Oh, yes. For us, the cost of one device is $9. When we are selling the device to the farmer at $20 or leasing it at $1 per month, all the cost is on our side. Maintenance goes to us. We only want a farmer to interact with a simple SMS telling them the condition of the farm and what they can do to salvage the situation.
Thank you, Esther. Very brilliant presentation. I have 2 questions, and I think you've maybe indirectly answered one of them. The first one is, how often do farmers need to replace this device? Is it one-off? And for how many years would they have to use it before they have to come back to buy? The second one is really related to your last few comments, which is really around what happens after it has detected pests or disease on the farm. What is the benefit to the farmer? How does the farmer eventually get the right advisory on what to do via SMS, and how does this really work? Is there a sort of linkage between your work and the agricultural extension, operations on the ground? I just wanted some more clarity around that.
Okay, so far we are impacting 900 farmers as we speak. And when you mention about the technology that we're using, there is an SMS technology linked to it. It's a GSM technology, whereby that device has a SIM card. That SIM card is what is linking to the farmer. The device can use AI, artificial intelligence, use data analytics to look at what it's seeing versus what is there already in the database, and it's able to communicate to the farmer using a simple message. Of course, anything to do with the programming still becomes a trade secret to us because that's where the innovation is on the part of the pest as well as the disease. So on that part of the impact, that's where maybe even COMESA came in to identify us with the impact that we've had on those farmers, because it's able to reduce the losses that they are having by up to 40%. They're increasing their productivity by 45%. And when Drew Forum also came in to give us some seed money to begin part of the project, it also gave us a good land to do some pivoting, to see what kind of message is relevant to a farmer. At first, it was a reactive one, just telling them there is a pest or a disease. So the question would be, so as a farmer, what am I supposed to do? We went back and we made it now proactive, so that it not only tells them the situation on the farm, but also tells them what they are supposed to do. Yeah. Okay, the device in the farm, it works in all seasons. Whether it's rainy, it's sunny, or windy, it's farm in the farm. So it can take up to 5 years without any kind of maintenance on its own. So we can only go there to just see that the camera is still okay, if there is any part maybe on the mast that can be rusting and you need to check that. But for the device, it can work perfectly for 5 years. And we are able to see the information on our dashboard.
Thank you, Esther. Asante sana. Honestly, she could be selling me oxygen and I'd buy it. I was like, the hand gestures, everything. I don't know if the judges judge off that, but yeah. Thank you so much and well done. Now for me to introduce our fourth finalist, Mr. Iloje Nyomungere. He's the founder and CEO of Best Food Solution in Burundi. Ooh, I think our, I'm seeing some samples being given out. My chair is over there. Looks like our next Agripreneur has some very spicy, sizzling chilies. Please, if you can't handle it, be careful as you're opening and tasting things, eh? All the best to you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Iloje Nyomungere, a presidential and the UNP awardee for entrepreneurial innovation from Burundi. I bring you red gold today. So, judges, 2 years back, I was just reading in a journal, and I was reading about COVID-19 effect on local businesses. And I found out that local hotels and the restaurants were so struggling from the lack of chili. And that was due to the fact that Burundi used to spend over 18 million USD to import chili oil from Rwanda, which was no longer coming. On the other hand, I was so shocked to realize that in Burundi, over 60% of chili produce go to waste every year. That's an equivalent of over 20 million USD going to waste yearly. So that's very sad. Imagine the frustration from over thousands of farmers who take over 8 hours going to sell their chili produce, losing such quantity. So this is then where best food solution comes in. So now farmers are like, so we provide farmers with seeds and then buy their chili produce. We then process into highly nutritious chili oil, chili powder, and sun-dried chilies. On top of that, we make a red chili-based pesticide to ensure that in our value chain there are no chemical involved. So we use B2B business model and B2C, while we make 50% on a single product sold out in the company. We are 40% less expensive than our competitor Akabanga, while we produce 100% natural chili. We are using both online and offline marketing strategies. We also partner with Africa.com to integrate to online global markets. So, judges, they call it red chili, I call it red gold. In just 1 year of our existence, we have already been present in over 12 provinces of Burundi, and we have generated over 14,000 USD. And now we're looking at the local market worth over 21 million USD, and then scale up in the DRC Congo with a market over 1 billion USD, and then keep expanding to European market and other market. So by winning 50,000 USD, this will increase our production capacity from 1,500 monthly to over 2,000 cartons daily. This would create over 35 direct job opportunity and over 85 indirect job opportunity. And then we'll be linking over 4,000 smallholder farmers while processing over 10 tons daily. So, judges, we are a team of highly talented young entrepreneurs with skills and expertise ranging from finance, marketing, operations, supply chain, agronomy, and IT. On top of that, we have an advisor who provides us with skills, networks, so that we can do our stuff professionally. So, join us as together we build Paradise Africa. Thank you very much.
Wow, wow. Thank you. Over to the judges for questions.
Well, thank you. That was amazing. I think the world is still soon, just close to the opportunity to really take the whole world by storm. So that's fantastic. So my question is understanding a bit about how you will actually do the scaling. So I understand you have a production facility.
Come again?
You have a production facility.
Yes, we
yes.
do. Yes.
So how is that set up to do the scaling, and how are you also set up to do the distribution of the product? So I'd like to understand more about actually the supply chain from making the production, and also understanding a bit about the uniqueness of the products. But of course you are entering into a market which is highly competitive. So understanding a bit about how you are positioning yourself with the uniqueness of the products.
Oh, thank you very much. As I said, our business model is conceived as follows. We partner with smallholder farmers to get raw materials, and then we process that raw materials. So what we give them seeds, and then we buy their produce, and then after we process, to process we have actual equipment. As I said, we are a presidential already, and the unit peer already for entrepreneurial innovation in Rwanda. So that already gives us the machine that can help us process the actual product, raw materials that we get, and then take to market. Regarding our uniqueness, of course, you are saying, you are right, we are in a competitive market, but our products are unique. Look, for example, this one, if you can just open that bottle and feel the smell, you will exactly find that it's unique product than the other one you've been smelling. And no, that's not a joke. You can try. And so that's one thing. We have improved the smell, and if you can just test the taste, you say that's incredible. That's one thing. The second thing is, for us, as I said, we are making sure that our farmer partners produce things which are 100% natural. So we decided to integrate this so that they cannot use chemical-based pesticide, and then ensure that we make 100% chili products. Is there any question?
Elode, thank you very much. I think you really sold the product. I've tested Akabanga. I think I'll try this one and see if what you're saying is true.
Please
but my
try.
question is, I think I like the idea that you're adding value to chilies and you are sourcing from smallholder farmers. The question I have for you is that, given the figures you've just talked about, you're making money already.
Yes.
How are the farmers benefiting? Are you also giving farmers a good price after adding that value? How do you share that value back to smallholder farmers so that they continue producing for you chili and being loyal to you? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. As I said, the way we work with smallholder farmers, one thing, the very first support we give them, we look for genuine sourced chili seeds. And that one, we provide them with seed. And now we are partnering with local NGOs then to bring support to these farmers so that we ensure that they don't miss the the farming capital. And for us, we are also partnering with other people who make this natural fertilizer so that also they can give them at a low price. And for us, what we do, we give them some inputs. And what we do, we calculate after they have produced, and then we minus what we have given them, but also offering better prices. Because in the early day, before, they were losing even almost the whole production. But for now, we're offering them a secure market. They produce things which have already a market. For us now, the very first support, we offer them a direct market and then have fixed price that we agree on before even going to the production.
Thank you, Eloge. Murakoze Chana. You can leave those samples right where they are. I'll help you dispose of them later.
Excuse me. He had a couple of minutes. Can we ask him a question? Yeah, because they should have 5 minutes. Huh?
One more question.
Okay.
2 more.
Wow, you got a lot of questions from the judges.
Okay. A quick one about your target market.
Sure.
You say in Burundi you have about 21, the market is $21 million, but you're already talking about DRC and beyond.
Yes.
As a new company that's just starting out, why aren't you just focusing on Burundi? That is already a big enough market for you. So why already looking outside? That's one, but on the marketing side as well, how are you marketing? Do you have a website? Do you have Instagram? What do you have? So can I go and check, for these products? Maybe let's have one more question, and then you answer the two.
Okay. I will add one on figures. In your profile, your revenue in 2021 is, you list it as $6,250.
Yes.
In 2022, you're projecting your growth to be at $150,000.
Yes.
And I think that's a huge jump.
Yes.
What's your plan to realize such high growth?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. Okay, let me first answer the question, then, okay. There are factors which are actually driving our sales. The first one is we started producing for a market which was already lacking a product which was there because they were using the akabanga from here. And then since they blocked this import from due to COVID, and then the akabanga stopped. So for us, we developed this product, and then the local market already, they just need, they order so much. And the other thing is, after that we have got the award, we got publicity from the president. And that publicity have driven our sales so much because we've been receiving visitors from African Union who have been taking our products here and there. And then all that, they brought orders that has increased our sales so much. But one more factor which is actually driving more sales is there is an order that we have actually, and we have not even fulfilled that one. So this is an order from Bukavu, DRC. So they placed an order of 4,000 cartons, but for us, we were not able to make that order, but we said at least we can be making this one, and then we keep expanding as we deal with you. So those are the factors which are actually driving the sales and making us move first. Okay.
A question about scaling up from 6,000 to
Yes.
150,000 in 1 year.
Yeah. Sorry, come again.
Yeah, I asked you why, or rather, what is your plan for growth between 2021 and 2022? You have projected a high growth rate in terms of figures.
Okay.
In 2021, you have listed about 6,200 as your
Yes.
annual revenue.
Okay.
In 2022, you have almost 150,000. The difference there is quite humongous.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, is that realistic growth, or what is your plan around that?
Okay, the plan was, was based on the, as I said, on the order that was placed. And then I was, okay, let me give you the figure. For only 1,500 cartons, this is a monthly sales of 1,500 cartons, selling 25 USD 1 cartons. This only on a monthly basis can generate over 37,000 USD. And then now the market, those who ordered that product, so now they say they are just like, they want us to put up and then increase the production capacity. So now what we are doing, we have collaborated with local manufacturers who have made now another machine that is now going to help us to double the production and then meet that demand and then achieve that sale. Yes.
Thank you, judges. Thank you, Iloje. Next up is Nancy Cyprian Iraba. She is the co-founder and CEO of Healthy Seaweed Company in Zanzibar, Tanzania. She's going to tell us more about her innovative work in the blue economy. Over to you. All the best.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Nasiraba, and I'm famously known as a tiny marine scientist. You can see I'm very tiny. But I'm also a co-founder and CEO of Healthy Seaweed Company. It might be written there, Healthy Seaweed Cafe, but that is just a name for our social pages for people to keep following us. So, judges, I want to start by posing a question in this room. Does any of you ever heard of a marine nutritious plant that is changing lives of women in Zanzibar and is boosting human health? Maybe not so many of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to introduce to seaweed. Seaweed is a magical plant which is found in our ocean, and it is being farmed in our ocean. Seaweed has essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that our body needs. And my country is the leading producer of this product. But unfortunately, what really strikes me is during COVID-19 in 2020, WHO recommended seaweed to be added in our diet as the way to curb and to boost our immune system. I was really shocked because my country is the leading producer, and yet I came to realize that there is no any innovation of seaweed for food in my country. So my husband and I are both marine scientists. Both of us, in the backyard of our home, we started producing products of turning farmed seaweed into seaweed farmed products. And up to date, we are producing 4 types of seaweed-based products by using low-tech innovation that converts seaweed into foods. Judges, since we started, we have 600 returning customers. Customers are using our products and are loving the results. And with the seaweed, our top feedback has been is helping them in digestion, is helping them in joint relief, helping them when it comes to boosting energy, helping them to become robust when it comes to diseases. But it's also, with the ladies, they apply it in their faces, in which it helps them for their skin to glow. So, judges, I'm really proud that I'm really solving health problems when it comes to seaweed, but you'll be also shocked. Another surprising fact with seaweed is that it's very much connected with women. In my country, over 20,000 women are farming seaweed to cater for their families. And not only do they cater for their families, but you'll be quite, again, very much shocked to know that out of 11,000 tons of seaweed which these women produce every year, 99% is being used for export, in which these middlemen are buying from these women by a less than $1. Imagine having a very magical plant and then the women who are farming are being exploited. That really pained me. So, at Healthy Seaweed Company, we are buying 17 tons of seaweed each year at a 4 times price than the previous, in which we have increased their income 4 times. What does this mean? This means that at first these women were grounded in poverty, but right now these women have built houses, they are taking their kids to college, and they have improved their standard of living.
Thank you. Wow. Wow. Over to the judges, please, for some questions.
Thank you so much, Nancy. Sorry. Let me have some of the seaweed. It sounds fantastic. That was a great presentation. Can I ask you a little bit more about the target markets you're looking at and your customers? You've mentioned a lot of demand internationally and export potential, but you've also talked about a real passion domestically. And I wonder, in terms of the kind of social transformation, more opportunities for the producers and the women, which markets are you seeing as first, second, or part of that transformation? So the question's about the market targets and why.
Okay, so first of all, the vision of my country is to increase local consumption of seaweed while improving the lives of women in Zanzibar. So we are targeting a market of 500,000 people in Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar currently. So that is how huge is my market.
Can you repeat how many customers you're selling to again per month?
So currently we have 600 returning customers, but in the bigger picture, we are targeting 500,000 customers who makes the population of Zanzibar and Dar es Salaam.
How old is your business?
2 years.
And still 600. Why is the adoption rate so low?
Yes. So, Judge, this is also what I wanted to express. It is low because, as I said previously, for over 30 years we have been farming seaweed, but there has been lack of awareness of how to use seaweed for food. There has never been a company in Tanzania that is transforming seaweed into seaweed-based foods. So my company is combining, giving people awareness on why they should use seaweed for them to buy. So even that 600, we have truly make a step, because we have also customer increase, 2 to 3 new customers each week. Even you, if I preach for you on the benefits of seaweed, even here there's people who have already ordered seaweed, so you can see that the traction is going higher.
One last question from me. In the 2 years, are you making money? And can you share your revenue? Because I don't think you've shared that much with us.
Yes, yeah. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. Yes, so we started in May 2020. From May 2020 up to December, we have made 4,500 USD. At that time, the business was still growing, and we are still making these products from our home. And from the second year, we made 13,500 USD. And for this year, we are targeting around 24,000 USD. And we have received funds from the Global Seaweed Coalition together with, thank you so much, there's a judge from USAID. We have received funds from them, in which it has helped us to grow our business from our home. Now we have the first seaweed processing company in Tanzania.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I can see you have a lot of passion for this. Now, I'd like for you to tell us clearly, if you do win this prize of $50,000, how specifically are you going to use it? How are you going to grow your company?
So, judges, if I get the $50,000, first of all, I'm going to build a solar drying facility, which is going to help me in the seaweed processing. Secondly, I'm going to add groups of women seaweed farmers, because right now we are only helping the women seaweed farmers in Zanzibar in the central part. So I'm going to cover also the northern and the southern part. Thirdly, I'm going to expand my production units by increasing the levels of employment to my fellow youth. And fourthly, I'm going to use the money to increase more awareness for people to know the health benefits of seaweed, so as my customer attraction can continue to go higher.
One last question from me. I think you mentioned that you are buying seaweed from women, right? At 4 times higher than what they used to sell for. Are you able to paint a picture for us? You mentioning they are building homes and sending their kids to college. Exactly by how much have you improved their profitability? Where are they coming from and where are they now?
Yes. So for instance, like these women, previously they used to earn $30 a month, but right now they are earning $80 a month, which is, when we come to percentage, that is over 100% earning when you compare, which has made significant difference in their life.
Thanks very much, Nancy. One question for me is, I know this question might be a bit confidential to you as well, and it's really around the uniqueness of the innovation around, your product. You're doing a lot. You are, you're championing, the awareness and the use of seaweed. But the more you do, the more you invite other people into this space, or into this sphere, and the more likely you're going to attract a lot of competition. Have you thought about that, and what sort of plans do you have in place to make sure that in the face of, that increased awareness and competition, you're going to still continue to make money and continue to grow the business?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So basically, when you come to Tanzania, in the midst of COVID-19, that's when the businesses of seaweed started to emerge. But this business mostly are online based. You find people in their home, they are making their business different products from Instagram. But for us, we have taken the initiative, first of all, to build a company, a processing company which is registered legally. But not only that, when you look at our product, it has a barcode, which means that our products are traceable back to the farmer. Once you buy, you know that they are traceable back to the farmer. And also, apart from that, I am a marine scientist. My husband is a marine scientist, in which we are engaging in the research of marine. We are currently also studying the ice disease which is facing this seaweed, but we have also created an innovation to help the increase of the seaweed farming, to make sure that our women whom we are partnering with, they are moving from farming in the shallow waters, go back to the deeper waters, which increases the seaweed 2 times compared to what they're doing now. But also we have a very good relationship with the farmers, and we have a high social impact. I
Asante
think
sana.
for me, that's what makes me stand out.
Asante sana. Thank you, Nancy. Now, if you say that this seaweed gel really makes your skin glow, then I really want some, because, yeah, I've never heard of that. Thank you. So our next pitch finalist is coming from Uganda. His name is Dennis Ogwang, and he is the co-founder and managing director of Fidena Agri Limited, Uganda. You're up next. Please, all these samples, my chair is there. I haven't received any samples at all. So while you're handing them out, please don't miss that chair. Thank you.
After spending over 7 years as agronomist training farmers on crop production and management, I learned that most farmers in Uganda are currently harvesting low yields, resulting in food insecurity and low incomes. This problem is mainly due to climate change, low soil nutrients, and imported fertilizer that are expensive and a typical farmer in Uganda cannot afford to buy. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dennis Ogwang, a co-founder and managing director of Fiten Agri Uganda Limited. My team and I came up with innovative solution to this problem, and we believe it's a game changer in the lives of farmers. We collect and convert egg cells into egg farm organic foliar fertilizer to increase crop yields and reduce the use of chemical fertilizers in the market, and the product is working. The current market for fertilizer in Uganda stands at a value of over $30 million, and we target smallholder farmers who are 80% of Uganda populations. We do have competitors in the market, but customers prefer our product because it is organic, increases yields, is a low-cost fertilizer, and easy to apply in farming. 500 milliliters of EcoFarm is priced at $5.6, which is 3 times lower than other fertilizers. This makes us different in the market. We sell the product to smallholder farmers, cooperatives, and commercial farms. We are currently selling in 4 cities and 30 districts of Uganda. Fertilizer is our revenue source, and we have generated over $85,000 in just 2 years. We are working with government through Ministry of Agriculture, National Agricultural Research Organization, to serve over 2 million farmers a year. And we currently have over 5,000 loyal customers who buys our product, and 70% of them are women. Our business is focused on zero waste and protecting the environment. We'll use $50,000 to install production line machine that will increase our production from 800 liters per month to 10,000 liters. And this we will generate over $1 million in sales a year. And will strengthen our business model and marketing strategy to serve over 2 million farmers and create 200 direct jobs to youth. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a team of 2 founders and 20 staff with over 5 years experience in agribusiness, and we believe we are the right team to drive this mission forward and change the lives of farmers in Uganda and Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Over to the judges.
Yeah, so thank you very much. And this is a very exciting product, obviously, to use waste into a useful product. So a question, I'm a bit starting off on the supply side of the inputs that you use, eggshells and bananas. So how did you end up with those waste materials? And is it limited to that? And how do you see kind of the sourcing of those volumes? I mean, is that complicated? Do you have to go further and further away to actually get the volumes you need? So understanding more about that, and also the whole processing. It might be some secrets in there on how you do it, but how long time does it take to convert it actually from waste and into products that you can sell? So many questions there, but understanding more about that side of the business. Thank you.
Thank you. Bananas is a staple food in Uganda. Every household in Uganda, you find banana plant. So it gives us an advantage of the raw materials. Over 500,000 metric tons of banana peels are wasted in Uganda every year. And this is opportunity to us. We collect the egg cells and banana peels from the local markets, supermarkets, and the community dustbins for free. We just pay the people who are collecting. We have agents, we contract them to collect and bring to our facility, and we pay them by commissions. So the raw materials are free of charge. We just pay the collections and bringing to the facility. And as I'm talking, local government are seeking partnership with us because we are helping them to clean their cities and towns.
For me, I think the question is on, you set very ambitious numbers in terms of growing your customers. Do you have the size of that addressable market? And how do you intend to achieve those numbers over your investment period?
7 years ago, I was working and training farmers. So the farmers I was training became my customers after coming up with the solution, because I realized the problem they were facing, and I left my job to get a solution to solve their problem. So after getting a solution and coming up with organic fertilizer with a brand name EcoFarm, those farmers I was training became my customers, and they are still moving with us forward. We have 5,000 loyal customers. These are people who buy every season. We have 2 seasons in Uganda. We started piloting the product in 2020. We started with 400 farmers. We were giving the product for free to them to pilot. But that is the first season. Then the second season, we went ahead to 1,000 farmers. By then, we were working with NARO, because NARO is a government agency that regulates the use of agricultural inputs in Uganda. So after piloting with NARO as well, NARO became our referral, starting telling their farmers that if you want the best fertilizer and organic, use this fertilizer. So that is how we generated the figures. And we are still aiming to get more customers. Our target for next year is 2 million farmers, because we have signed a contract with NARO and the Ministry of Agriculture.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm glad that you're doing an organic type of fertilizer. But I wanted to find out, give us a bit more specifications on the production of this fertilizer. As you know, first of all, and the profitability. I'm looking at this packaging. It's very fancy and I think quite expensive. When you do, first of all, collecting all those raw materials, eggshells and banana peels, and then processing those into a product that can be used as a fertilizer, and then the packaging as well, and you sell this at $5. How much?
$5.6.
Okay, 5.6. Thank you for the specification. How can you compete this with the large, agrochemicals who are selling, the other, fertilizer that they have, the foliars fertilizer and all that? Just explain to me how you are making a profit. When I look at this, with all those costs that you have, production costs, whether really you're making that profit.
Our cost of production is $2.6. That is per liter. But we are selling half a liter at $5.6. So which means in 1 liter we sell at $11.
That's quite attractive. I just want to find out from you in terms of certainly it's your innovation. There is no attempt at this stage to ask how complex the production process is. But have you thought of competition, potential entrants that can come through? What would be your strategy in making sure that at least you protect your market and you continue to enjoy the margins that you speak to?
Currently,
and
we have,
if I could, have you ever, is it this patent, product?
Yeah, we have already applied for patent. We have already registered for the patent, and we are, in our country, to patent a product takes like 6 months for you to get the certificate of patent. So we have already applied 3 months ago, so by next 3 months we will have the patent. But currently, the product is registered already with the URSB, which gives us the permission, and as a result of the applications, no one can temper to go into our business as well, because it is already registered. We are waiting only for the certification.
Thank you, Dennis. Webaleño. I hope you guys are having a good time. Really, really inspired. Every year when I MC this show, I honestly just get mind blown by some of these ideas that these young people come up with. So thank you guys for being here once again. Our next finalist is Yvette Dickson-Tetteh, co-founder and CEO of Pure Just Food Com in Ghana. What a business name. You're up next. I should do another dance while we wait.
Hello. I thought there was someone else before me, so I was relaxed. Now it's me. Okay. So I'll begin, and I can't wait to share with you what I have to say. So, hello, my name is Yvette Tetteh, and I have the privilege of introducing Pure and Just Food. I have a question. Do you dream? What if you were too tired, too poor, or too under-resourced to ever believe your dreams were possible? We have a problem in Africa that is limiting our dreams. And that problem is lost potential. In Ghana specifically, that problem stems from a missing component in the agricultural value chain. We do not have a developed agro-processing sector. So we have post-harvest loss, rampant youth unemployment, as well as low rural and farming incomes. Meanwhile, there's actually a $7 billion global market for dried fruit that's growing at 6% every year. So at Pure and Just Food, we're connecting the dots. We're using climate-smart agro-processing to catalyze African potential. So we transform our naturally delicious, naturally rich fruit from Ghana into tropical dried fruit products like pineapple, mango, pawpaw, and banana. And in the process, we're transforming lives. So we're actually distributed in 25 retail locations across Ghana, and we're exporting to 5 countries, including Nigeria and Japan. And from 2017 to 2022, we were able to increase our workforce from literally 3 people to 20 people. Our production staff are earning 67% more than the national minimum wage, and our production managers are earning 180% more. And we can still do more. So in 2023, we're expanding and developing an export-oriented facility in the eastern region of Ghana, which is an area that's actually typically bypassed by development and industry. Often it's like in Jazzy Accra. And at this processing facility, we'll be able to process 20 tons of dried fruit product per month. We're going to create 50 processing jobs in an area where there's normally low job prospects for youth. And we'll also be sourcing from around 50 farmers, creating a revenue of around $37,000 per farm annually. So doubling income for some people. And here's where you come in. So with $50,000, we'll be able to purchase a biodigester system that transforms our agricultural and processing waste into energy that then powers our dehydration process. So zero industrial carbon emissions. And with those energy savings, as well as with increased capacity, we'll be able to bring down our unit cost by fully 40%. So with an investment of around $50,000, we'll actually be able to generate about $1 million in revenue, $400,000 in profit, and have an ROI of 8 times. And we're the team to do it. So I'm here today, but I have a co-founder called Emmanuel, and the two of us studied at Stanford University and Ashesi University, and where Emmanuel brings this incredible cultural fluency when working with the farmers, I also bring an international perspective. And we're both advised by some incredible advisors with over 15 years of agribusiness experience between them. So we're ready to catalyze African potential, and we're the team to do it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over to the judges, please.
My favorite question, are you making money?
Yes, we are making money. We could always be making more money. That's where you come in. But yes, in the last, in 2018 and 2019, we actually doubled our revenue each year. We started generating revenue in 2017, 2018, 2019, we doubled, and then a little thing called COVID happened, and then our revenue was about the same as the year before. And last year, we ended the year with about $50,000 in revenue. This year, we're aiming for $100,000 in revenue. And actually, if not for a little problem with our currency, we would have hit that target. So we've so far done 600,000 cities in sales, but unfortunately because of our currency, we have a bit further to go. But this year, we've been able to secure two really important orders. One was to a company actually in Nigeria, so we're selling to them dried fruit product, and then also we're actually finalizing now an order going to the European Union, which will take us definitely to $100,000.
I think my question was really to understand the level of growth each year for your business, and also at the same time, maybe if you can share with us where your biggest markets are.
Sure. So right now, we are targeting the European Union, and that's because we have these existing trade links. So we have established shipping lines that we can follow. We've also been, for the last 2.5 years, in a program with the German Import Promotion Desk, where they have facilitated B2B meetings. So we already have customers there that we've spoken to. There's also already a developed market for dried fruit there. However, our biggest goal is actually to come back to Africa. Right now, the problem is that we're processing at a price level that's too high for most Africans to afford. So what we want to do is we want to target the markets that are able to afford the product at its current price so that we can expand, bring down our unit cost, and then be able to better serve our local market.
Okay. I have a question on your payroll costs. You're telling us that your staff is earning, your normal local staff or operational staff is earning 85% more compared to what the minimum wage in Ghana is. Your management team is earning 181% more. And I'm worrying about your business model. How sustainable is it? That's the first question. The second one is on your management team. While I was looking at your organizational profile, I don't see anyone with financial management or accounting. Who manages your finances, your cash flow projections, and record keeping?
Thank you for those questions. So on the staffing part, we're very aware that we need to make sure our costs are low enough for us to be competitive in the local and the export market. However, we have no business without our production staff. And actually, interestingly enough, the largest cost when we're producing is not the staff cost. It's in fact the fruit cost and the cost of logistics, including the cost of then shipping abroad. So we actually don't want to focus on finding a way to reduce the cost of our staff, and that's not where we're going to be able to make our biggest savings in any case. We're going to make our biggest savings on energy and then also on fruit and logistics. So that's where we're focusing. Then the second question, can you remind me a little bit what it was?
There's no one in your finance, in your management with finance, accounting, and
Right, yeah. So yeah, it's absolutely right. I'm not a financial expert, neither is my business partner. However, I mentioned that we're advised by, it's mostly two people, but they're part of a team called True Foundry. And the founders of that advising company are the founders of a company called Moringa Connect. So they already have business advice. Why do I mention them? Because from when we started our business in 2017, they were there and they helped us build the internal and data infrastructure that we use to manage our business to date. So when it comes to finances, we actually have spreadsheets that are accessible to kind of laymen like me. They're not super complicated, but we are able to track everything from our expenses, our costs. We're able to see how our costs go up and down. and we're able to make really informed decisions. However, we are definitely interested in getting professional advice from the outside. We've just had to, grow gradually, and it didn't necessarily make sense for us to hire an expensive financial consultant when we have staff to pay. But we're at the level now, 5 years into our business, where that is actually an important staff member for us to add.
Thank you, Yvette. Well done. Next up today is Senyabu Dieng. Senyabu is the co-founder of Maya Sal with operations in both Senegal and Mali. All the best to you, Senyabu, and you look fantastic.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. Bonjour. I'm Senyabu from Senegal. I met Maya in 2015. She knocked at my door looking for a job, actually, in my house. Her parents are farmers. They live in the center of Mali, and they struggle to buy the inputs that allow them to have a great yield. So every year they end up having a very low yield, low income, and the market access is also a problem for them because they rely on only one client, which is the middleman, and they provide them with unfair prices. So a very difficult situation that forced these people to send their two daughters, actually, in Bamako to become maids. I thought maybe we could make things differently. So at Maya, we are in a mission to reconnect African farmers with the market by collecting and processing their raw material into beautiful, nutritional, and easy-to-use products that we sell in grocery stores. So 4 years after starting this venture, we are very humbled to work today with 3,000 farmers. We have been able to train 250 of them in a train-the-trainer model, and we've provided them with an additional revenue of $50,000. We've built an amazing brand of range of products. For example, our breadcrumbs here are made with maize and seasoned with local spices. You can make the tastiest and crispiest chicken with these products. We use local grains also to make donut mixes and puff mixes that we eat around West Africa. We have an instant drink made of baobab and guava. And we have the rock star of our new superfood range, which is the fonio. Fonio is a highly nutritional ancient seed that we found in West Africa also. It's full of nutrients, a lot of fiber, a lot of plant-based protein, and you can use it as a couscous. So today, we are represented in 3 African countries, Mali, Senegal, and Ivory Coast, in more than 120 points of sales. This business is made for growing and for scaling. The more we produce, the more our margin increase. And today, we are ambitioning to reach new markets, like the growing and important vegan market, for example, globally, worth more than $100 billion. And this is where we need your support to improve the R&D and also to finance all the certification and quality requirements to reach the export markets. We have an incredible team that we can rely on if it will when it will be the right time for us to scale. So 80% female, they are all skilled and very committed to the cause of rural women and youth. They are also the one who took this company from my kitchen to our processing unit today in Bamako. They are volunteering every year to train 20 young ladies in entrepreneurship and leadership.
Thank you, Senyabu.
Thank you.
Now we'll have to go over to the judges for 5 minutes of questions.
So this is very interesting and very tasty products, I would like to say. So my question relates to how you would like to expand the business. So you mentioned that you're selling in 3 markets now, and I would think that the market potential is pretty big, and that you're kind of just scratching the surface. So could you say, why not try to really focus and expand there rather than going broader? I mean, there's always a danger, right? That you then lose grip of what you really started to grow.
Yeah, that's a great question, actually. We've started with those three products. And, in West Africa and in Africa, I guess, you may want to sell to everybody, to every shops, but then the distribution channel is not what you expect it to be. We have a lot of shops, but most of them, they are on an informal system, which is not safe for us. So in the beginning, we had like 300 point of sales only in Mali, but we experienced a lot of unpaid problems. So now we've decided to partner with big channels like Auchan, Carrefour, and ShopRite. That's why maybe the number of point of sale has been reduced, and that's why we are kind of stuck into their own shops. So therefore, we have decided to launch a new range of superfood that is dedicated to the export markets. So this is the strategy that we have built. And we believe that maybe if we are able to raise more money, we can make some smaller packaging for the mass market, and then we will make the right people to sell the products into the markets and etc. But we are not there yet. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much for that presentation. The question I have for you is, do you consider these products that you've just highlighted here being, like a niche product? Are you meeting a niche market? And that brings me to the second question, which is about how are you planning to waiver competition? And especially if you start going into exports market, going into big stores like the one you just mentioned. How competitively are you positioned to be able to ward off competition? Thank you.
Yes, thank you for the question, sir. So yes, we can consider it as a niche market in regard with the size of the packaging and the price, because our products are sold from $1 to $2, which is not affordable for everybody, of course. And that's why we will, for sure, develop smaller packaging. But the more the packaging is small, and the more you need a big factory. So it's easier to make a bigger packaging than to make a small packaging, actually. So that's why we continue with that. Sorry, I missed the second question. Yes, so competition, we rely on our own processing techniques, actually, that makes the product unique. We have a mix of traditional and modern processing. That's why we have the taste and the texture, which is different from other products. That's the first point. The second point is that we have a big head start on the packaging. We are able to have a nice packaging at a very cheap price because we have invested a lot in the packaging sector. And from the sourcing perspective, we have dedicated one of our team in partnering with farmers. So that allows us to have a price which is quite good for the quality of the products. Thank you.
As you develop your export market, how significant are your certification in terms of quality, in terms of costs?
Yeah, thank you for the question. So today we have all the quality certifications to be able to sell on the 3 markets that we are in. So Senegal, Mali, and Ivory Coast. If we want to go to the US or to Europe or to other countries in Africa, we need now to invest in consultancy fees and certification fees, and that's why we are in this competition, and that's why we are going to need this money for.
Thank you, Senabu.
Thank you so much.
Next up is Mark Musinguzi, founder and team leader of Higher Bioplastics in Uganda. Mark is another young entrepreneur who has imagined some amazing innovations. All the best to you.
Higher, higher, higher. Yeah. Hi. The mood is a bit low, so before I start, let's just wave. Yeah. That's good. Okay, so my name is Mark Musinguzi. I'm the team lead of Higher Bioplastics. It's very African to not want to see things go to waste. I'm probably going to use this shoe for 10 years and something after. So many banana farmers, when they stare at 30 tons of fiber waste per acre at the end of the season, at that waste, they see so much pain because they don't have anyone who can come, collect that waste, and maybe use it. So that's exactly what we at Higher Bioplastics are doing, where we collect their fiber-based waste. We have experimented with banana fiber, sugarcane bagasse as well, and pass it through our proprietary process, which is starch baking, very similar to how biscuits are made to make compostable food packaging. So compostable or biodegradable food packaging, in a brief summary, is packaging that after you have used functions like plastic, but you can throw it in a pit and it decomposes after 30 days. So the trend is really picking up in Africa because we have about 30 or 53 countries already with partial or full bans on plastic packaging. So many businesses like restaurants and grocery stores are looking for alternatives. But sadly, these alternatives are all imported from China, and they cost about 3 times more for these businesses to use. So sustainable food packaging is not that cheap for them. So we have come in with our process that after 2 years of research and development in conjunction with the United States Department of Agriculture bioproducts team, we have come up with packaging where we use flexible fiber inputs such as sugarcane bagasse and banana fiber, mix this with starch to make cost-competitive biodegradable packaging. So this packaging goes for about $6 per piece, but the plastic alternative goes for about 5 cents. The imported one goes for about 13 cents. So businesses, especially from our pilot, have been able to pick this up, and we're getting feedback. So we currently make 600 of these every day, and we have been selling to grocery stores, but with the good feedback that we have gotten from them, we have now installed an installed capacity of 7,000 units of product per day that we're going to commission in November this year. And our initial product line is for dry food applications. So packing fruits, packing bakery products, and also party plates for festivals and events like that. Why? Because when we get the $50,000 from you, we're going to be able to import and use a coating line that will expand us into the more lucrative fast food packaging industry, which is about a $2 billion industry just in Africa alone. If you look at street food, everything. So with the team, where I'm the team lead and worked as a research assistant at the USDA bioproducts team to come up with the technology, and also I worked as a salesman in Uganda for my father's plastic manufacturing factory. We have the know-how on the ground and also on the product to create higher factories across the entire African continent. Join us on our journey.
Thank you, Mark. Now we're going to go to the judges for 5 minutes of questions.
Okay, thank you very much, Mark, for presenting your business. Just to clarify, I think you said that one piece costs $6.
$6.
Okay, and then your competition, the plastic, how much is that?
It's about 5 cents.
5 cents.
Yeah.
So why would a business who's doing street food and all that come to spend $6?
Yeah.
Because what I know, even the people who are selling food on the streets, the fast food, it's usually about $2 or $3 for lunch.
For lunch, yeah.
So why would they spend $6?
Yeah, so it's $6. So why, for example, in Rwanda here, you can't enter with a plastic bag. And in Uganda, for 3 times in the past 10 years, we have enacted partial bans on plastic packaging. But then now, because they're not cost-effective alternatives, what happens is after a year, you start seeing the polythene bags, everything coming back on the streets. But now there's more consciousness about plastic pollution. People are seeing all these things. So leading with government policy, that's going to lead to so many food retail. So already we have people who are making the switch and use this as a marketing ploy because they're using sustainable packaging. But ultimately, we're targeting the people on the street, and these people on the street, once the regulation is in place to remove plastic, are going to need a cheap solution, which is locally made and which will be our product.
You mentioned that this is a $2 billion business across Africa. What's your growth strategy in terms of market, in terms of expansion? Where are you starting from and where are you going?
Yes, so ultimately, our unit is a small modular unit, similar to a container. So why that's so? Because we want to keep it small and to effectively use the short supply chain, to use the fiber waste and starch sources in the immediate community to create packaging that they can sell. So what we envision is these small containerized units being our proprietary, what we sell, and different people across the continent, similar to how biogas digesters are made, similar to how all these products are made, these small containerized units will be a feature across the continent and will be able to make packaging for the local environment. So that's where we see ourselves going.
Do you need to source banana peel? Because you could be in direct competition with Finnish for those materials. Just kidding. I wanted to just clarify, it's 6 cents versus 5 cents, not $6 versus 5 cents, right? Just to clarify also. And the coating that you mentioned, what is that coating made of?
Yes, so the coating is a bio-based coating. So why sadly I've not been able to come with prototypes is because we had been prototyping the fast food packaging line in Germany, so my bag kind of got lost in the transit. But it's bio-based, and what it is made of is 100% organically sourced materials. So there's something called PLA, polylactic acid. So they use that to make that coating. So this will be the only imported part of our product because locally we don't have the capacity to make something that will be certified to FDA standards.
But it's biodegradable, so
Yeah, the whole product, yeah.
Okay, thank you. I'm a big fan of sustainability and environmental impact, so you're doing a good job. One question that I have, which is a concern for many businesses working in this space, is your supply chain, your raw material base. I'll just put it straight to you. What is your biggest challenge there? Especially as you think about expanding or, increasing your capacity. You're going to need tons of this. What is your vision? How are you trying to solve that?
Yes, so as I had said, that's the biggest problem because I also have a briquetting factory. So getting the waste is a big problem in large quantities once you reach a certain scale. That's why for this, we're looking at a smaller containerized unit, which can be able to use waste. So Uganda is amongst the 3 largest banana producing countries. So it can effectively use the waste in the vicinity of that area, removing the risk of, we need to have 50 tons of fiber waste coming in. It's very complicated. So we want to keep it at a smaller scale containerized unit that will be in different locations, so the whole supply chain is a bit shorter.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. And now I would like to invite to the stage our next competitor. His name is Komo Ekra Noel Nguson, and he is the founder and CTO of Lono, all the way from Côte d'Ivoire.
So, hi everyone, I'm Noel Nguson. As she said, I'm the CTO and co-founder of Lono based in Côte d'Ivoire. So, Monsieur Kwansah is a cocoa farmer in Côte d'Ivoire, and like 900,000 other farmers like him, he produces every year 1,500 kilograms of cocoa beans, but he also produces 15,000 kilograms of organic material that's left in his plantation as waste. If you scale that to the whole country, there's 30 million tons of organic material that farmers produce and have access to for free every year, but that generates no income for them or the processors. Now, there's a reason for this. The available solutions are too expensive, they are time-consuming for the farmers, or they require additional inputs that make them inaccessible. Now, our solution is a patented, locally manufactured fermenter that farmers can use directly to process their organic waste into fertilizer and or energy. The fertilizer is enough for 2 hectares. The energy removes about 2 tons of CO2 from the atmosphere, the biogas. Now, for farmers that have larger surfaces, we can sell to them directly organic fertilizer that we produce so that we can also match their needs for transition to sustainable production. Now, the uniqueness of our solution is a patented water management technology. That means you can use it in areas where there's limited water supply. Secondly, it's a drastic reduction in the time to convert the waste to fertilizer. We can allow farmers to go from 4 months to less than 1 month to have the compost. Now, to date, we've sold about 100 units using a B2B model. So we're processing about, our users are processing about 400,000 kilos a year of waste. And farmers like Mr. Kwasi using the technology are giving us feedback that they're getting an increase in yield from 20 to 70%. Now, this varies depending on the crops they're growing or their practices prior to using the equipment. So we're now using the feedback from these 100 units to plan a scaling strategy. So we're entering into the scaling phase with 3 key branches. Number 1 is reducing the selling price, reducing the cost of production so we can reduce the selling price. Number 2 is deploying a bigger presence close to the cooperatives that we work with to help them in training future and current users and to really convert interest into sales. Number 3 is to equip them with applications that they can better assist, better provide an after-sale service and provide additional services to the farmers like advice and so on the right timing to use the fertilizers. So we've already secured the financing for the reduction of the cost of production. Now, if we win the top prize here, we'll use the 50,000 to recruit and equip the sales force that will be assigned specific regions of the country and cooperatives where they can continue what we've already started for 2 years. The team is made of myself. I'm a chemical engineer with a specialty in environmental engineering. Spent some time in Zambia, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Canada, and Belgium, where I really got a strong conviction to apply my chemical engineering to creating value in rural areas. So how do we use the free material, chemical engineering, create value? My co-founder is an international development specialist. She has EU experience and also entrepreneurial experience in multiple countries in Africa and other regions of the world. We have 11 young Ivorian professionals we work with that assist us in our operations. So anyone in this crowd and judges, if you want to join us in this journey, ongoing journey to create more wealth for farmers and better agriculture and food, reach out to me now or after the pitch. Thank you.
Thank you, Kombo. Over to you, judges.
My first question is, you mentioned the reduction in the price via the reduction in the cost of production, and you say you have received funding for that. Is it via scale in terms of production? And then my second question is, the sales team is purely to recruit, customers or farmers, and there any need for technical support? Would the same team be able to offer that service?
Okay. So for the first question, it's a combination of scale, but also internalizing fully the manufacturing. Right now, we purchase the raw material, we deliver it to a workshop, and we pay them for the assembly, the welding, and so on. And we're there to control quality. So there's a lot of extra costs for that. So we're internalizing, but there's also the scaling aspect with better sourcing of the raw material. It's steel-based equipment, and the price of steel is only going up, and we can't afford for our product price to also go up because the farmers are not getting richer right now. So that's one. And on the technical support, yes, they are going to be technical salespeople with agricultural backgrounds so that they can provide the training of the users, but also the real after-sales service.
Yeah, no, this is super interesting. So thank you for this presentation. 2 questions. So one is related to the cost, basically, of this unit. So of course, it's going to be far more expensive than what the farmer can pay. So can you talk a bit about, or most farmers, how the business model? Is it leasing? Is it, so how are you managing that side of it? And secondly, just looking at the picture, thinking about the safety aspects of these farmers with kids running around and everything. So how are you also giving good guidance on making sure that this is not becoming a safety hazard for people around?
Okay. So on the cost, right now the unit goes for about $1,000. So yes, it is unaffordable for most farmers. Financing is needed, so we do develop partnerships with microfinance institutions to be observers during the scaling phase, even prior to the scaling phase, but to continue so that we can develop products together. There's also the aspect of solo kit companies that already have this kind of microfinance aspect to their activity, and that sometimes would sell a fridge together with a solar kit. Why not sell a composter, which is more useful to the farmer? So we're developing products with these types of parties. And on the safety aspect, the composter, okay, so no safety problem, but on the biodigester, yes, biogas is inflammable, but it's not more dangerous than butane because it's low pressure and also lighter than air. So if there's any leak, it just goes up. So there's a very limited, there's less danger than what is existing.
Yeah, thank you very much for this, this innovation around managing waste. The question I have for you is more from the business side. Are you already in profits? And if you're in profits, are you also cash positive since you started doing this business?
And if I could also add on that, is the profit even without the funding you have received, or it's dependent on the funding that you have received?
Okay, so as a business, we have 3 activities. So this product is one activity, and since we've started, it's generated $100,000. By itself, it's not sufficient to generate the net profit to cover our entire business. The second activity is industrial fertilizer production, because there's sources of organic waste that don't belong to farmers. They belong to a factory or another source where the waste is still there, so there's potential to add value to it. So there, we make our own organic fertilizer that we sell directly to the farmers, and that income stream is much more, let's say, is a stronger base for us. However, we see that this technology as more scalable and with a more social impact, because there is waste that's in the plantation that is just too costly to move to a central location. So it's too difficult to make cost-effective fertilizer from it, so you need to bring the technology closer to the waste, which, like my predecessor said, also they are approaching, because the cost of moving the waste is too high. So that's why the technology still has a place in our scaling model, and that's the approach. And also, to get out of the country, licensing is needed. I hope I answered sufficiently.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, our next finalist has traveled very far to be here with us today, coming all the way from my home country, Rwanda. I would like to introduce Marie-Ange Mukahagima, founder and managing director of Zima Company Limited. Go girl, represent.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marie-Ange Mukahagima. I am managing director at Zima Healthy Group. Did you know between 50% and 88% of deaths in all 7 countries in Africa are due to non-transmittable diseases? However, those diseases could be prevented by using micronutrition, which are available in high and healthy nutritious value in the balanced diet. That's why we have invested in the production of pumpkin seed, because they are healthy and they are high in those needed nutrition value that are lowering and stopping cardiovascular disease and the transmittable disease in human body. Our business has impacted different people, including the pumpkin farmers in our country, and the 30 employment have been created, where 15 of them are the contracted employees at our factory, with 5 senior managers in our management team, who are equipped in different skills, such as food science, that helping us in making all those beautiful products, and another one is having background in international economist, and he's helping us in the financials. We have accountant, and we have sales and marketing manager. I think our product have been certified by Rwanda Standard Board, and our factory have been certified by Rwanda FDA. If we could get this grant, we should invest in buying equipment to scale and to export our product, because currently we are distributing our product into 60 supermarkets in the country, and we wish we could get those nutrition value not only in Rwanda but also in the region and in other parts of Africa, because all of Africa we need to be healthy and to have enough of nutrition value in our body. Another thing, this money not only to help us to buy the equipment, but also we go back to our farmers, because some of the impact we provide to the community is that to give the skills of where to grow pumpkin seeds, and also to train other fellow youth at our factory, and after training them, the best of them, they got employed. And not only permanent employment, but some casual workers such as sales agent.
Thank you. Judges?
I just wanted to find out from you in terms of your pumpkin seed flour, what's the shelf life?
Thank you. Pumpkin seed flour and roasted pumpkin seed do have a 1 year of shelf life.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I can see you've already been certified by Rwanda Bureau of Standards and the factories. Now, in terms of scaling up, if you can tell us a bit about your market, and also you need a lot of raw materials in order to press the seeds into the oil. What happens if you don't have enough raw materials to satisfy your market?
Thanks for the question. The reason why we have invested in pumpkin production, it is because we had them enough in our country, and they were there idle, as idle raw materials in the nature, not processed and not bringing money to the farmers of pumpkins. And they are naturally grown in our land. And by processing them, we are helping our farmers have the permanent market, and we are making them because they are healthy and they are always not required to be imported. That's why. And we have enough of them, because not only to use what there is, but also to always invest in skills of expanding the production and farming of high quality pumpkin seed. About the market, we sell our product into 60 local supermarkets, and we also have different markets in Africa, because not only in Rwanda grown the pumpkins and pumpkin seed, but also different countries in Africa, especially in our region, they have a lot of pumpkins in their nature. And also this is the innovative idea, because no one else in this region of East Africa that do the pumpkin processing. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I see that your business model is really focused around a small segment, the high and the middle income group in Rwanda. And you're also thinking about the global market. So from a business perspective, what is the addressable market that you want to focus on in Rwanda particularly? And the second question I have is, this type of products require a lot of awareness so that people get to know about them. Because I think in many African communities, we're still more at the food security, people hunger. What are you really doing as a business to make sure that everybody in Rwanda is aware about these products and can actually be able to pay for them? Thank you.
Thanks for the question. For the first question, related to our targeted market. Our targeted, as you saw, our products are different. We have high end product, which is pumpkin seed oil, but also we have pumpkin cookies, which are cheap and be able to be bought by everyone, not only in high-income earners, but also low-income earners with high energy and nutritious product that everyone, especially the kid under 5 years who suffer from malnutrition, that can afford or their parents can afford. Also for the pumpkin seed, our impact is not just only to sell, but also the awareness that people, even the pumpkin farmers, when they grow pumpkins, previously they used to throw away the pumpkin seed because they were not aware that they are edible. But currently they are using in making their homemade soups and everything in their livelihood. So I think by that, not only the high-income earners, but everyone in our country should purchase the pumpkins, the pumpkin seed. And I can give you example. There is a common known place in our country called the Nyabugogo. It is a place with different people who buy the cheap price. You will find there some of the such kind of healthy product for people who suffer from different non-transmittable diseases. This is one. Could you remind me the second question, please?
No, I just wanted to understand if you're already clear about the addressable market and if you could tell us what it looks like for these products.
Also when it comes to the non-transmittable diseases, it is not only for the high-income people, but also the middle and low people. They still need the nutrition value. But for the market, we are targeting the cosmetic industries because our oil is not only edible, but it is used as a raw material for the cosmetic industries because they are use it in making skin care product and hair treatment. And also we are selling for the hospitality industries such as hotels and restaurants. And also we are targeting different supermarkets, not only in Rwanda, but in East Africa, like in Kenya, in Tanzania. And also we wish to get to the West Africa because all those kind of hospitality industries, cosmetic industries, and food producers need such kind of healthy and high quality raw material. Thank you.
Thank you. Murakoze. Last but not least, we have come to our final finalist. Do you see what I did there? So I want you guys to keep up the same energy. Our next finalist has traveled all the way from Nigeria. His name is Nedozie Idoko. He is the co-founder and CEO of Solaristic, another one of our entrepreneurs here who are focusing on sustainable solutions that help to protect our earth. You're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much for that introduction. Wow. Good everyone. It has been a long day. Thank you for being so patient. Emilokon is my tongue. That is a Yoruba word that is very popular in Nigeria now because a presidential candidate used it. So finally, Emilokon is my tongue. My name is Idoko Nedozie, founder of Solaristic Nigeria. In 2014, I lost 2 of my classmates to a car accident, not because of accident, but because the clinic rushed them to did not have blood because they could not do blood storage because the area the hospital was located did not have a stable power supply, so they could not do constant or they could not have constant cold storage. Since that accident, I kept asking myself, what if there was a constant cold storage? The story would have been different. This is the same question that farmers, SMEs, and traders in the food value chain ask themselves, what if we have affordable, constant cold storage? This is because lack of affordable, constant cold storage accounts for over 45% of their food loss and over 30% drop in their revenue. To be able to address this problem, my team and I developed a battery-less solar-powered freezer that are 50% more efficient and cheaper than existing solar product out there. It also has in it a system that helps to track food loss reduction data. This data we sell in the carbon market and give some percentage of it back to our customers. So they are earning from the carbon market while using our product. In addition to that, our product can last for up to 5 days and still retain its cooling capacity with no battery backup without adequate sunlight. Our impact is huge in that we use old abandoned freezers to make our solar freezers. So far, we have been able to use over 300 units of old discarded freezers and revamp them back to make our product. In addition to this, we have helped our customers reduce over 1,000 tons of food waste and have helped them increase their revenue by over 25%. We also have service points where we sell ice block to those that cannot afford the solar freezer and other cold storage, helping to achieve cold storage inclusiveness for all. Our target market is worth over, the cold storage market in Nigeria is worth over $4 billion. So far, we have served over 400 customers and have generated a revenue of $200,000. But we want to have more impact, so we are targeting to acquire the next 1.5 million customers and generate a revenue of at least $600 million in the next 10 years. We believe we can achieve this because currently we have a capacity problem. We can only be able to efficiently manufacture and make 11 units because we are doing everything, one piecemeal. But with the right funding, with the $50,000, we'll be able to complete our factory space and it will increase our capacity of production by over 1,000%. We'll also be able to roll up more service points, 10 more service points, and it will put us on the right track to be able to onboard the next 5,000 new customers and also be able to generate at least $2 million in revenue in the next 36 months. We hope to leverage on strategic partnership and service points to enable to scale our product across Nigeria and Africa. We believe that we can achieve our milestone as we have very capable team, including myself as the town planner and so passionate about waste management. We have also international financial and banking manager in our team. We have an accountant, a marketer, and of course, electronics, sorry, I'm losing my, sorry. We also have an electrical engineer in our team, a solar circuit design, a solar management system, or a specialist, and the rest of it. So there is no magic wand that can be used to totally solve the problem of food loss, but I believe that a solar freezer per kilometer can win us a lot of battle in this fight in the reduction of food waste and the reduction of carbon emission from the food waste.
Thank you, Nedozie. Now over to the judges for 5 minutes of questions.
I couldn't agree more that having cold chain is one of the most important things to really reduce the food waste. Just curious of understanding, so you have these freezers that people are discharging, but they are still working somehow. So you've refurbished them, but how much refurbishing and how much can you actually kind of have economies of scale when it comes to doing something, making them into this new type of...
Thank you for that question. So yes, so we, like you said, we get them from, some of them are actually like totally dead. There's nothing, you have to repipe, do a double chamber, casing for them. But our unit cost on the average is $250, and we sell at $400. Okay, so margin of average of 21%. But this margin will increase to over 41% in the coming 24 months when we have set up our solar factory and the rest of it. And then, of course, the strategic management, the strategic partnership we're hoping to leverage on. Like I said, we have capacity problem. The demand is there. For instance, we have an LOI from fish sellers in Lagos that they want us to make 500 units. So with our current capacity, we cannot be able to make that. So that's why we need the resources, the partnership. For those of you out there, after the pitch, we can talk and know how we can capture more market share and have more impact.
I have another question. question. On your competitive advantage, you've told us that it's the battery life, or your freezers are able to run for longer without batteries, compared to your competitors. What if your competitors adapt a similar solution to yours?
Okay.
What happens to your business?
Okay. So that is our IP anyway, because we developed, like I said, a system that is able to last for days. Okay, I don't know, I'm not at liberty to say. Well, and also, apart from that, we also developed the system, a way of tracking food loss in real time, and also offline. So this is our major two competitive advantage over our competitors.
Thank you so much. This is very exciting. Could you say a little bit more about who benefits from tracking the carbon offset?
Okay.
Where's the flow of the funds, and do the owners benefit?
All right. So because we are an impact-focused company, so we give a percentage, like over 50% back to our customers that's actually generating this data by using our product. And also another part we give to funding our CSR, which is a cluster fish farming for those rural women. So far, we have 3 ponds that have capacity of 150,000 fingerlings that are owned by 6 women. So we cluster them in 2 women per pond, 2 women per pond. So that helps to, help them have extra income and strengthen the economic situation of their communities.
Thank you, Nedozie. Unfortunately, we are running out of time. What you're doing is really incredible. Wow, what an incredible lineup we have this year. Once again, all the finalists and their businesses are truly inspiring and incredible. I hope you guys are proud of yourselves. Please, can we give another round of applause? Now, I would not want to be one of the judges tasked with choosing just 2 winners this year. And let's remember, 2 people are going to walk away with $50,000. Now, in fact, our entrepreneurs are actually going to be busy in the AGRF deal room this week and could possibly walk away with even more investment. Who knows? There'll also be some other entrepreneurs from this summit this year. So now you're all going to have to stay in suspense, however, because the winners are actually going to be announced tomorrow at the evening gala dinner along with the prestigious Africa Food Prize. I can't wait. Stay tuned. So now, our 12 entrepreneurs will be taking questions from the media in a few minutes. But first, may I please ask all the judges and all of our finalists to please join me quickly on stage for a group photo. You all look very good, so. Ooh.